button. Okay, uh, ladies and gentlemen, it is a blessing that this is the first activity initiated between two universities. Hopefully, we can move forward together to improve the quality of institutions and increase international networks. So the time that is period is very interesting, namely about human rights of women and children. So before starting this international just lecture, we will show you first national anthem, but from Philippines and Indonesia. Please, national anthem.
Bayang magiging telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa bibig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, luyan ka ng magiging, sa manluluki, di ka masisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit kong baka. May diyan ang pula at awit sa pagyayang minamahal, ang kislap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidingding. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhamit ang sinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming higaya na pag may mga atit, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Still continue the next. Yeah, the next we will show you the video profile for institutions.
science and technology. University for work with dignity, molding the youth to serve humanity, building manpower to propel industry, wisdom in science and knowledge management, values and skills that spell development. With grandiose goals, the citizens are trained to realize the nation's foundation. Your greatness spread no ill for bold, guiding us well through life's crossroads. Our faithful guide with heart so pure. We persevere boldly with footsteps sure. With grateful hearts eager to grow, our minds unfold for life's anew. Dear alma mater, ever true, beloved is that you. Your hallowed ground and portals all aglow, frontiers of things we need to know and do, educating everyone who passes through, upholding virtues that make our dreams come true. Soaring high we go, development we do, waving with pride that banner gold and blue. Iloilo, science and technology. University, champion of industry, with grateful hearts eager to grow, our minds unfold for life's anew. Dear alma mater, ever true, beloved is that you.
Satukan hati Muhammadiyah betul, cerdas putra putri bangsa yang beriman dan berjaya untuk kejayaan Indonesia, untuk
Okay, that's already done. Okay, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the next agenda is opening remarks by Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Buton. So, to Mrs. Dr. Roda Azalian, SBMM, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Manggandang umagapo. Let's praise the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Almighty, God for His mercy and grace, so that His international just lecture collaboration activity between Universitas Muhammadiyah Buton and Iloilo Science and Technology University can be carried out. It is in fact, or they can welcome you to this event, Mr. Dr. Ramli Gelumau, Mr. Dr. Fidel Mario Abadanio, thank you, understanding, Mr. Vincent Dumadara Batayola, and all staff and academics from Isen. You, of course, but I am proud of Mr. Dr. Safrin Salam as resource person from UM Buton, who received the mandate to give those lecture in Science and Technology University with the theme Human Rights of Women and Children. Ladies and gentlemen, human rights are rights for every individual, regardless of gender, age, race, religion, on other background. This include the right to life, liberty, and justice. Unfortunately, in many cases, women and children are often victims of human rights violations. Human rights for women and children are an important part of effort to create a just, equal, and civilized society. It is important for all of to speak out and fight for this right and ensure that every individual without expression can live with the same dignity and freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, women's rights are an integral part of human rights within discrimination and covers various aspects of life, from the right of life and liberty to the recognition as an individual in the eyes of law and society. Children human rights are a set of rights inherent in all children without discrimination based on race, religion, gender, or social and economic origin. These rights protect children physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Indonesia in Philippines basically give special attention to the enforcement of human rights toward women and children. One form of which is that Indonesia has produced law number 23 of 2020 for concerning the elimination of domestic violence, providing a legal basis for the protection of women. For children, law number 35 concerning child protection has been passed, while in the Philippine government has law which provides legal protection for women and protects children from of human rights violation. Thus, the government of Indonesia and Philippines has similar legal policy in upholding the human right of women and children. That is little review from about the very interesting them in this lecture. On this occasion, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the good participant and support from Iloilo Science Technology Philippines. Hopefully, this activity is a good start to strengthen and good international relation between these two institutions so that we can move forward together to improve education in international level. Sincere thanks and appreciation are also expressed to all participants who have supported the smooth running of this activity and special sincere appreciation to all participants in this activity. Ladies and gentlemen, for this reason, I officially declare this international Just Lecture activity open. Welcome to this serious activity. Hopefully, it can provide benefit to all of by increasing insight and knowledge. Selamat po. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Madam, for the opening
Thank you.
remarks. And then she has already give a little description about the topic of us today. And then the second agenda is short messages from Mr. Dr. Ramli G. Lemuj as campus administrator, Iloilo Science and Technology, Dumanguez campus. Time is yours.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Am I audible? To the rector, associate professor, Dr. Waudi Al Azariliani of Universitas Muhammadian Boton, Indonesia. Our guest lecturer, Dr. Safrin Salam, our coordinator of ISATU Dumangas Campus, National and International Affairs, Dr. Fidelis Marie Abadonio, our faculty in charge for this particular session this morning. We have Mr. Vincent Batayola, our dear students who are present virtually, our host for today, Ms. Wodi Riniati, and of course, all of us present in here virtually, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So it is our pleasure to have this online lecture for our students as well as our university as part of our internationalization program and endeavor towards strengthening the partnership from international universities such as Indonesia and any other country. So our quest for internationalization is, of course, headed by our Vice President for External Affairs, supported, of course, by our university officials as we embark towards internationalization program. So ISAT University also is international university as we have attained also our QS ranking. So currently we are having 3 stars and part of it is contributed towards our internationalization program. And of course today we are very thankful for our guest lecturer, our expert, who will talk to us about human rights of women and children, and of course I know for sure that this is also one of the recent issues, not just in the Philippines or Indonesia, but of course globally. And of course, here at ISAT University, as we also support towards gender development and equality, so we are looking forward for our guest lecturer to share his expertise to our students, no, to acquire knowledge and understand, no, this kind of topic as we look into not just into the Philippine settings and policy, but also towards international policy. So in behalf of ISAT University and ISAT U Dumangas campus, so again, we are very grateful, no, for this opportunity, and we are looking forward for more engagement and partnership towards the university and any other international endeavors. So thank you very much. So in Filipino, maraming salamat. In Dumangas, madamo gid nga salamat. Again, have a pleasant day, everyone.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the very short message. And then the next is we will have international guest lecture with the theme that is Human Rights for Women and Children, presented by Mr. Dr. Safrin Salam. Okay, to Mr. Dr. Safrin Salam, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Is my voice is here, Miss Rin?
Please speak louder.
Okay.
Opinion?
How's about this?
Okay,
Is my
that's good.
voice is okay?
Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Magandang umak. I tried to speak Philippine. Hopefully it will be understandable. Only just say magandang umang. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for Rektor Universitas Muhammadiyah Buton, Ibu Dr. Waodi Alzarliani, because we are as a lecturer give a chance to give international lecture in this collaboration or cooperation. And also as we say thank you too for the Vice Rector, Dr. Basri, and also the Chief of International Affairs and Corporation, Ms. Rini, who will be facilitate us a lecture to give international lecture in this moment. Also, we also thank you for the ISAT University, Dr. Ramli Lumarwang, and also Fideris Abadiano. Also, we so very grateful for Mr. Vincent de Batayola from ISAT University. We say thank you very much because for 2 weeks ago, we communicate about how to make successful this event. And finally, wow, we can meet in Zoom, but we hope we can meet each other for directly, so I can give give the college directly. Thank you for everyone, and you can present in this moment that about what we're talking about is the global issue between it's about the human right between human right of the women and children. About the topic, actually it's really challenged me because I'm from the law department who will be raise the issue from the law international law point of view, so we can know what kind of the human rights, what kind of the human rights for women and the children itself. But in this case, I will make to make specific theme for this case. I want to make a comparison between the law in the Philippines and also Indonesia. So if my explanation is doesn't clear, we can discuss in this discuss section. I will try to share my material. Is my PPT is so in your screen, Ms. Rin?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So my topic for today is a comparative study of the regulation of human rights of women and children between Indonesia and Philippines. I see for this topic from the theoretical approach. Before, why I take this topic, because it's really interesting, this topic, because the issue or the cases between Indonesia and Philippines is have same character. That's why it's really interesting. From the cases is saying, and also from the law point of view or law approach between this country have the same things. So it's really interesting. We will like to take issue from the comparative point of view itself. We can see from the data, I can show you that the abuse or the what we call the violence of human rights between Indonesia and Philippines actually have been happened for the 3 years ago. We can see from Indonesia here that about the resident correction institution that actually there is some casing in there, such as 3,163 children, consisting actually there is happened the violence of human rights itself. It's reported by the Ministry of Law and Human Rights, and it represented by the Indonesian Child Protection Commission itself. And then also we get a reporting too from the special commission. In this case is what we call the Indonesian Women's Commission, National Commission partner, who reported that actually happened 1,000.99 violence happened to the community. In this case, to the women itself. We can see here actually the number is really much between happened the violence between children and women itself. And then how's happened in Philippines itself, we can see here that actually in the Philippines also happened the violence, that's happened violence to women and children after Haiyan itself. This is case is women are subject become a violence itself. So in this case, what we call the law is really needing to give protect and support to the women and children itself. In here too, I can give you a data actually. Based on the data, we can see is actually 31% getting happen the accusing or the reporting the cases, and also the violence can be to recap. Yeah, the violence itself is totally a cases, and we can see that between the 3 years ago, 2015 and also in 2015 itself, it happened. The violence was sexual violence. It's among between 61% itself. We can see that there are many cases happen for the women and children itself. That's why Indonesia government runs the one of the called law, actually the law number 39 to 100, 1991, that is regulate about the human rights, the protection of human rights. Which one? One of the Article 5, paragraph 3, arranges about how to what we call children, and then a poor, a pregnant woman, and also disability, give a protection from the country itself. In this Article 5, paragraph 3 on law number 39, 1991, actually give a protecting human rights those for the some special vulnerable groups such as refugee, and then indigenous people, migrant workers, and also women. And more specifically too, one of the responsibility of the government give the protection to the women and children. In this case is regulate in Article 8 in regulation itself, where this regulation runs about the human rights and also protection, promotion, and also how to the enforcement will be do. And this is one of the part of the government responsibility itself. ladies and gentlemen, before we go forward or to discuss more about the material, we must understand how's the principle of child and human rights protection. And then one of, in the other, in many kind of the theoretic of the uh, protection of human rights, actually there is three kind of the principle of children human rights protection itself. First is children cannot fend for themselves. This is very important things because what we call the children itself, it's when Indonesia regulate is under 18 years old. In the up of 18 years old, it will be called, we can say that they are parents. They qualify to do a law, but in the down of the down of the 18 years old, they cannot do a law itself because it's not qualified from the law point of view itself. And then we can see the second principle of the children human rights is the best interest of the children. The many kind of the cases is why the children cannot open to the parents, why children cannot open to the society, because we can see from this principle, from the second principle, many people broken this principle. Why? Because it's actually the first things they have in their heart, and then the people in the outside in their self, actually the children want to understand about what we have. We can see in the home, maybe when children come to the school or go home to school, and then they want to try to tell to the what's experience, what they get in the school. They want to tell to the parents, but the parents, because they're very busy, they didn't hear what they want to tell. And finally the children decide tell to the friends, and the friends maybe they have get, or they didn't want they didn't get a good friends to him or her, and they will get violence for that. This is very important, that the best interest of the child is the kind or the primary principle that the people, or especially for the parents, have, and also the school or the university have it too. And the third principle is very interesting here, is life cycle approach. As we know that the good children will be formed by the good environment. So the environment is really supportive what's the character built for the children itself. So that's why the third principle is very important to know. It's very important to implement it. So the children will be formed, become a good or the good children, not the better children. So the three kind principle of children human rights in Indonesia, I really believe that in Indonesia regulation and also Philippines become the spirit of the implementation or the suspension of the regulation itself. And we can see that why the cases become happen or the violence human right happen to the children and children itself. This is because the three principle is not do not apply good for the university or for the environment itself. Beside the principle of children, we can see too from any kind of the principle of the women's or the protection of women's human rights is really important, ladies and gentlemen, because we know that the principle protection of human rights is one of the primary, what we call the primary thing or the primary values to form the regulation itself. But sometimes this principle did not apply good, did not apply effectively. Why? Because this principle did not what we call did not implementation good. For it's because of the human, because of the regulation didn't qualify. I will show you later what's kind of the problem or to the regulation itself. First is and this is applied for general, not only Indonesia but also for Philippines and Brazil, and also the whole country in the world. This has become one of the what we call international international commitment that must regulate in their national regulation itself. The first principle is equality and non-discrimination. This principle is very important, not only in education aspect, but also in many kind of sector. Equality and non-discrimination actually become the many kind principle of the primary principle. So the women rights, the women human rights can be fulfilled, because without the equality and non-discrimination, we really believe that it's the violence of the human rights will be happen now and later, yeah, and 2 or 3 years ago later will be happen. So the equality and non-discrimination become the what we call the core value of the regulation, and also in the core of education. So they can the women rights of women and children also it will be fulfilled with. And the second principle we can see is reproductive health and sexuality. We can see in the second principle, actually it's about to educate reproductive health and access to safe sexual health service. We know that many kind of the violence happen because of the sexual what we call sexual violence. Because why this principle did not apply good. So the happen is when the women will make a free decision about their own body, and then including right to abortion in certain circumstances, it not be allowed because the reproductive and health and sexuality will not apply a good for this kind of the regulation itself. The third principle or the third principle is we can see is elimination of violence against women's human rights. As we know that the violence against of human rights is happening in many kind of country, and then the kind of the what we call the violence we can see here from domestic violence and sexual harassment, right, trafficking, and other forms of exploitation. This is kind happen because the elimination of violence against women rights did not apply properly. The third principle is we can see here is women's participant and leadership human rights. As you know that the participant of women in the many kind of decision making process is really less. We can see many kind of the regulation is really what we call is hierarchy. It's more better from the girl, not the woman. So the characteristic of the regulation is really harassment, also really hard, or to not fulfill, or to not what we call require the spirit or the voice of the human right itself. So the women's participant and leadership of human rights is really the main thing to become the core evaluate in the regulation what the government make it itself. So the fourth principle of the protection of human rights is really important to become the core value in the regulation, and also many kind of the life will be applied, because without this we can see many kind cases, many kind of the violence of human rights will be happen to the women because of this principle will not apply properly. And then Anna, this is we can see, this is one of the example. I tried to looking some of the research from Indonesia research about this is a table so to us the strong or weak human right content in legislation. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you that actually what is the human right content happen in our regulation, especially in Indonesia, and I take this from the research by Scopus. Yeah, we can see here in our what we call positive law in the 1945 Constitution. This is our positive law and become the guidance of the citizens of Indonesia to follow it. For the side of the human right content, we can see based on the research, actually the constitution of Indonesia is strong, And how's about the juvenile court law? And then law number 39 of 1997. The human right content here is very weak. Ladies and gentlemen, why the juvenile court law is really weak here? Because in Indonesia, actually, even though that there is a law number 39 1997, but the juvenile court law is not before me, is not existed, because when the victim and also the and also the children become the subject in this court, it will be joined with the people for the general itself. And then what is the comment of the law number 39 and L 39 in this case is not be applied, because this is not exist properly. So why this research told that the human right content in here is very weak. And then how's about the child welfare law? We can see here, law number 4 of 1999. Actually, the human right content here is weak. The novelty is weak. Why? The children welfare law is really weak, because the right of welfare for the child itself actually did not recognize well some kind of the regulation, especially for the law number 5 of 1999. And then we can see also Indonesia have ratification International Labor Organization Convention number 138 on the minimum age for admission to employment, law number 20 of 1999. As you know that this ratification, it will be implementation some kind of the special regulation, and about the employment has been qualified that the the minimum age for the children to working in the such kind of the company corporation, I mean that is only in the up of the 18 years old. In the up 18 years old, it will be punishment from the government. Yeah, it's not able. It prohibit when the minimum age taken is 18 up years old itself. So that's why it's taken strong. It's same to some of the regulation here that it about the human rights in the children and women itself, such as human rights laws and about the Act of the Convention on the Violence and Immediate Action for the Elimination of the Worst Forms, and also Children Protection Law, and then Convention on the Right of the Children. It's qualified as a strong human rights content. And about the marriage law and law on this able person, it's take it weak, because as you know that in our regulation, law number 1 of 1974 is give a chance to what we call under children will be married, yeah, or we call young marriage will be give place to marriage law itself. So actually the what we call the young marriage itself, it's obey in the marriage law. So that's why the marriage law number 1 of 1974 is still weak here, because in the regulation point of view, it's really what we call is it's happened violence to the human right, especially for the children itself. And then and the other side too, I'm trying to making comparison here about how's about the position of the regulation between Indonesia and Philippines in the kind of the human rights and children human rights. When we see the comparison between Indonesia and the Philippines, we can find some of the regulation, it will be same. Such kind of the Indonesia actually has adopt some of the protecting of human rights, such as law number 23 2004. It's required about elimination of domestic violence, provide a legal basis especially for a woman in the kind of domestic violence itself. And also some of the regulation too, there are some of empowerment women's economy and increasing women access to education, especially the regulation of the what we call mainstream gender, ya, atau pengaruh utamaan gender, PUG. weekend PUBG, Indonesia have a PUG pengaruh tamaan gender or the gender mainstream actually have been applied as the regulation. It will be the good news for the women because the right become more specifically regulated in our country. And how's about the children human rights for Indonesia? Actually, in children human rights, Indonesia also adopt some of the regulation that support or protect the children human rights itself, such as law number 35, 2014. It's about the children protection, and it's linked in the judicial system to support when the children become a victim of the violence of the human right itself. And then some kinds here in children human rights, the government also give prohibition for the what we call child marriage itself, sexual exploitation and child labor. In this regulation have been regulated also too. And then also about the Philippines, and try to making a comparison here, and I see there is a character, they have same character regulation in the Philippines actually. In Philippines has a domestic violence act, and then the Philippine government has adopt Republic Act number 9262. And then what is the point of this regulation? The regulation talking about provide legal protection for women who are victim of domestic violence. I mean, the domestic violence here is in the family circumstance itself. And the government of the Philippines is really promote the gender equality, and the discrimination against women will become the very, very point of view of the regulation itself. And then how's about in the human rights for the children itself? Actually, the government of the Philippines has also the Act number 7610 as the child abuse law. It's actually same with Indonesia, right? Because the Indonesia too have a same regulation, but it only the name. And then what is the point or the substance of this regulation? Actually, this regulation provides protection children from all form of exploitation, abuse, and neglect. Especially, we know that in Philippines, many cases of the child trafficking, child labor, and unequal access to education are still challenged in the Philippines. And based on this regulation, when we see the substance of the Act number 7610, actually has regulated this the violence of human rights for the children, and it will be good for the future of the human rights of the children itself. And then we can see here too, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please mute the admin. Please mute the speaker, mute the participant. So it will be.
Oh, pantas na nabalas si Director. Napacek. Lepas kita baca
Bisa tolong
cuma nggak bisa nabalas.
untuk menonaktifkan
Lagi
audionya?
ya.
Okay, I will continue the materi because it's really interesting, right? Talking about these things, and I hope a participant must be quiet because we have a participant from the international from Philippines. They will interest the material. Okay, thank you for the understanding. Yeah, and then we can see how's about the comparison about the regulate. It's show you. I will show you about what's the equation and the different regulation between Philippines and Indonesia itself. We can see here actually when we look the character regulation between Indonesia and Philippines actually. What the point in here is actually between Indonesia and Philippines have the same thing about to give a protect the human right of women and children by law and policies. And we can see before that actually there is some regulation that support that protect of women and children itself. And how's about the equation of this regulation? First thing is a child protection law. Indonesia and Philippines have a same regulation, and I think it's really good, yeah, to the future of women and children human rights to apply because both country have a same regulation. Indonesia have law number 35 2014, and then Philippines have Act number 7610 is a child abuse law. It's the same. So children protection law is same between Indonesia and Philippines. And then and the acquisition too, we can see from actually this both country have provide protection to children from all form of exploitation. So the kind of violence of the human right, it will be regulated in this regulation between Indonesia regulation and also Philippine regulation. And how's about the difference between regulation of Philippine and Indonesia and Philippine? We can see here the difference is from the I'm sorry, is there is disturbing from the participant. Yeah, I hope the participant will be quiet. Yeah, because the material is still running well, and because we use the Zoom, I hope we can maximize the Zoom. And then the difference between the regulation in Philippines and Indonesia, we can see there are 4 aspects here. First is law implementation and enforcement. As we know that the both country have influence implementation from the many factors. Some factor is lack of resource and then institutional capacity, and also here is the different is culture issues. And I think that the factor is really general and many kind of country face it. And then the second is the different we can see is gender gap. As you know that gender is one of the thing, the very important thing that, and I know that the student of Philippines or the student in USET University will really know about the gender itself. And unfortunately, I learned a lot of, I learned or I graduate my doctoral in the gender aspect, and because I research about the woman and in the kind of the what we call customary woman, and I see from the gender mainstream, and my research talking many talk about gender mainstream, and from this aspect gender gap, actually we can see there is a prohibiting gender discrimination. Yeah, we know that. And then we find these things as become the global issue in this country. Yeah, we can see that there is happen in this country about the gender discrimination, and also the gap house to make the gender become the point things to apply the regulation in this country. Now the third is women's political participant. Yeah, we know that Philippines and Indonesia have a different things about the women political participant. We know that actually the Philippine women have managed to gain important position in politics, but Indonesia we can see that there is what we call there is a different treatment, especially for the political things, because there is there is opinion about the politics just only the men, just for the women, the men, even though that in the regulation, the political regulation in Indonesia have give affirmation action to the women's or the women's in Indonesia, but actually the number is really small. Yeah, only what we call 30% for the women to participate the political, and then 70% only for the men, even though that there is no a difference about it. But the what based on the research, actually the 30% women participate in political, for on my point of view is one of the violence of human rights, because why the human rights must be limited among 30% to follow the political. I think it is really one of the violence of the human right, especially the human right to follow the politics in Indonesia. And then the difference too, we can see between Indonesia and Philippines. Actually, there is a different kind on reproductive health policy. We can see that in the Philippines, there is reproductive health may vary between the two countries. We can see here in the Philippines, there are more policy regarding abortion, well, while Indonesia has slightly more liberal policy in the regard. Yeah, so there is a different treatment for to execute the health policy. It's any kind of different because it's related to how to implement, how to interpret the human right substance itself. And then here we can see from my material, we can see the types of the cases or direct violence of women and children between Indonesia. We can see actually we have a same cases. Indonesia and Philippines face domestic violence, and then in Philippines too, and then human trafficking and sexual exploitation. Philippines too faces this the cases such as sex trafficking, and then and it happen many kind of the victim like trafficking and forced labor. Indonesia to face the things, but the number is not too much. Yeah, and then here when is my explanation before that actually the cases to happen about the child marriage, because most of the child marriage happen to the under of the age 18 years old. So Indonesia and Philippines face the child marriage too. So actually become these cases, we can see that Indonesia and the Philippines have same character. It has a same cases when the regulation human rights face it. Here we can see the type of cases too in education and gender equality become the main point to discuss in kind of this country, in both of the country. Indonesia, Indonesia see the gender is disparity in education and employment, while in Philippines too faces the progress in improving women access to education too. So I think it's same. And then the last is the character of the cases between this country is child protection in social media. We can see that in Indonesia, many kind of social media actually happen atau make cases of child abuse and exploitation through social media. And how's about the Philippines? The Philippines to make or the platform is too much, and it happened the abuse of the human right for the children itself. And then the last is my material, and we can continue to discuss because I get a warning from the committee. Actually, I have a limited time to give the material, and we can continue to discussion for the class. The strategy to enforcement the human right for women and children, actually, there are 6 points. First is strength law and law enforcement. Actually, it's become a weakness from to fulfill the human right of women and children. Second is a public awareness raising. Yeah, I think it's really important to make or to increasing the public awareness raising is the part of to enforcement the human right of women and children. And the third, the three, empowerment of women and children is very important. How to involve women and children in many kind aspect, not only in law, but also in education, in social, in politics, in economic. I think it's really important to give the chance to them to participate or to give them empowerment, so their capability, their capacity will be increasing. And when they face the violence of human rights, they know what they want to do. And therefore is international and regional cooperation. I think Indonesia have make a cooperation between the country was success to enforcement the human right of women and children. And I think what we do today, international guest lecture about human right of women and children become one of the part to make the strengthness the human rights, especially in a cooperation between Universitas Muhammadiyah Buton and ISAT University. And then we can see is the four is a strengthness protection institution. Yeah, there are many kind of institution must be strengthness in kind of the implementation. Yeah, and then the second is very important too about the improving access to service. Yeah, I think this is very important because when the women and the children face the greatest internet, or the best or the hard internet, the bad impact of the internet is really not be avoid, not be avoid. So it's really important to give them access access to consultation, access to give them counseling and psychology and legal aid, because give them improving access will be increasing or will be strengthen the enforcement of human rights of women and children between Indonesia and Philippines. And now to close my material to my PPT, I want to take a quote from Travel Philippines, who say that human rights are not worthy of the name if they do not protect the people we don't like as well as those we do. So the protect for human rights, children and women become the main thing to make their country is welfare or not. Thank you for the opportunity to give material. I'm waiting for the next discussion for the next session. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. See you for the next time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dr. Safin Salam, for the clear information and explanation about the interesting topic that he bring for us. And then something that I got from him about the human rights of women and children. So we can hear about and then about the cases of human rights in Indonesia and Philippines, and then the similar and differentiation of regulation for human rights for women and children. And then we know from him about the perception by the part of community, and then especially for the role of government itself in responding the issues. And then so it's really it needs the rules of other people in solving the problem related to the human rights. Okay, for the next we can have discussion sessions, and then maybe from the students have questions that you want to ask to our speaker. So yeah, you can ask, you can give your questions to our speaker, please. Okay. Is anyone you want to ask something to our speaker from Eastern University? Do you want to ask something? Or maybe from the students from Universitas Muhammadiyah Butuan? So this is very interesting topic today. It's about human rights for women and children. Okay. Does anyone want to ask something related to the topic?
There's no question, Ms. Rin. So it's
That's
finished.
clear. That's clear. It's
Hello,
clear.
good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, my question is, do you think laws will end the violence towards humans, especially to women and children?
Please, once again, please, because you're about violence of the women and children.
Do you think laws will end the violence towards humans, especially to women and children?
Mr. Dr. Safran, can you get her point of question?
The question is not clearly. Maybe can you repeat the question once more again?
Yes,
Do you
the
think
point is not
laws will end the violence towards humans, especially to women and children?
Yeah, I get it. I get it, the question.
okay, please. Mr. Dr. Safran, you can try to answer the question. Please, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you for the question. The question is really important. Yeah. The question is the law can avoid the violence of women and children itself? My answer is in the theoretic of law, there are the three kind aspect who influence the enforcement or the successful of law. First is the substance of law. The substance of the law is the it is related about the regulation itself. It's really important too. And then the second is about the structure. The structure in this case is what in my point of the PPT say that the structure is related about the human itself, the human who role the law itself. Without the qualified capacity of the woman, the law will be not running well. So it's really important to make increasing the capacity of the what we call the woman itself to think and apply the law itself. In this case, is the police and the institution itself. And the third is very important. This is really important. This is really important. What is it? The third is culture, legal culture. The culture is really influenced about the what we call the habits, the attitudes for us when we see the violence in front of our eye, and we have not what we call consciousness about the importance of the violence itself. We say it's not my responsibility, it's not my right, it's not my thing that I must help them. The culture is really important, how the human rights fulfill it or not. So the three kind of the law itself and it's and between one and another is really connected each other. So if you ask about is the law will be successful to avoid the violence, the three kind must be fulfilled. If not, the violence of the human right to the women and children will be happen now and later. Thank you. I think that's Ms. Rin.
Okay, thank you,
And
Mr. Dr.
question?
Satria. Any question again? From UM Bhutan,
Oh,
do you have?
again, from Isat, Ibu Rin.
From
Still a
ISAT.
question. Yeah, from Isat.
Again, from ISAT University.
From Isat. Is still mute, Mr. Vincent. Please open the mic too.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
So my question is, what are the ways to to spread awareness or to educate everyone that there are existing laws to protect women and children?
Please repeat again the question.
Sir, my question, sir, is
Yeah.
what are the ways to spread awareness or to educate everyone that there are existing laws to protect women and children?
Okay. Thank you for the question. It's really good for the
Really
question.
good from ISAT University. How to educate
Thank you.
everyone is okay. Please.
What are the way to awareness? Yeah. So we can protect the women and children. The first is we have understand about the principle of the protection children and women. Yeah. What I tell before that about the principle is very important. Without the principle, we cannot or we didn't know what we must do to give a protection for the women and children. Like I said before that protection, the principle must be fulfilled with between what we call, okay, wait, yeah. Okay, wait. Wait a minute, I wanna say you so you can understand more about it. Okay, the principle, yeah. This is. May I know who's your name? Maybe you can introduce yourself and then you can ask, because without know each other, we can
Yeah.
know we cannot love, yeah.
Your name, please.
I don't know the name. Yeah, this is, yeah. I think we must understand about the principle, because the principle is very thing. Is the point of things that we awakeness to make awakeness for ourselves. This principle, especially for the child, children cannot fend for themselves. The best interest of the children and the life cycle approach. These things must be we know firstly, and also the principle of the woman. We must know equality and non-discrimination, reproductive health and sexuality, elimination of violence against women, and the women participant in leadership, human rights. This kind of principles, I think it's very important to know. We can make socialization about it. Yeah, without socialization, uh, in our circumstances, we cannot build the awareness of the human right itself. So you must be understand firstly about the principle, the core of the values, the principle between the human rights of women and the children. One I will make examples such as like as the children have a right to the principle, the best interest of the children, yeah. As you know that the children, when you see in the under of the 18, you cannot say that they have not right to choose to make a decision. Actually, you cannot say like that. When you think like that, you become yeah, what we call you don't understand about the children itself, the human right itself, because you have broken the second principle of the principle itself, yeah, to what we call is the best interest of the children. The same like when they want to choose, the children want to choose the school A, school B, school C, and then you are as in the mother, you see, you only must choose the school C. So you have make a violence of human right. So the violence actually happen in ourselves, happen in our circumstances. But if you ask the child, your child, or your sister or brother, uh, you want to choose one, school A, school B, with this benefit and also the advantage like this. You must give a choice to them, because why? They have right to speak. Without this, without to ask, you make a broken to the human rights. And when you make a broken to their rights, they want to not speak to you. They will speak, or they will looking the friends who want to hear their voice, their hearts. Yeah. So the way is you must yeah, to improving your awareness about what the important things of the human rights itself. The second, you must socialize it. After you socialize it in our circumstances, you must become the role. You must become the role of the human right itself. Not only a woman, not only a man, but we are as a human is we are become the pioneer of the human right itself. When we can do this, I really believe that the circumstances is kindly friends with the it will be created the good circumstances in our school, in the university, in the kind of the things, the violence of human rights will be avoided. I think that's my answer, Ms. Rin. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dr. Safrin. I think that's very clear and a great explanation from Mr. Dr. Safrin related to the topic today about human rights for women and children. So it is 10 okay. Does anyone, or maybe it is already time for us to close our lecturing. Mr. Vincent, do you want to say something?
Yes, good day to each and everyone. And of course, I hope that I would pronounce this correctly. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Mr. Vincent.
Terima kasih, Dr. Salam. Finally, it's now happening. And of course, on behalf of the whole Iloilo Science and Technology University Dumangas campus, we are very much grateful of having you to share your expertise on the human rights of women and children. So indeed, this is a very fruitful conversation wherein we get to have international inbound lecture from Indonesia. And of course, allow me to thank as well Ms. Resni, Dr. Waodi, and of course, our moderator. So we are actually looking forward to having more productive lectures like this. And hopefully we could have a student exchange or exchange students in our university and vice versa as well. Well, I believe that it is very important that we have to educate the children that they have this existing rights and no one has the right to harm or discriminate or even violate these rights. So once again, Dr. Salam, thank you so much. I hope that it would not end here. So again, on behalf of ISATU, thank you so much. Again, Tera Kamakasi.
Yeah, sama-sama. We are in Indonesia,
Salam.
we'll see that sama-sama. You're welcome. Is it the meeting? Okay, thank you, Mr. Vincent, for having facilitated us.
You're
for
always
this,
welcome.
Great lecturing for this morning, and then thank you for all the participants. Maybe because before we close this lecturing, maybe we will have a documentation first.
Yes.
Photo session. So please, for everyone.
Okay, once more, I have one word to Mr. Vincent. I hope this is not the last time to meet Mr. Vincent.
I hope.
I hope I can come to Philippines and teach your student directly.
Yes,
Because it's really,
that's
because
very
I see the
possible.
subject. Yeah, I see the subject is really relevant with my qualified, the gender and
Exactly.
society. It's really relevant to teach, and I think it will be better to increase. Will be better later. Will be discussed more specific about the topic. Thank you for the opportunity to me to invite me to this room, Miss Rini too, and also
Yes.
doctor, and also the committee of this. I hope this is not the last time we can make the same vision for the next time.
Yeah, so
This
we
is
have
more-
for the next, we have the mini collaboration with Iloilo Science Technology University Philippines, right?
Exactly.
Maybe Mr. Vincent and then all the staff and academician from there will visit us here directly. We will be so happy. And then for the students that we will have like the student exchange for the next, we will very happy for that. Okay, prepare yourself for a documentation photo session. Please open your video, your camera,
Cameras.
please. Oke, silahkan yang lain untuk video kameranya bisa dibuka untuk foto sesi bersama.
Sama sih.
Ya, the operator please. Okay, please.
One more.
The operator.
Mana buka kameranya?
Oke, kameranya boleh dibuka. Semuanya.
Mr. Vincent, our participant, we invite you from the student from your University Muhammadiyah Buton. So this is my student too. Yeah. Please open.
Yes. Please open your camera.
Your camera. Herman bisa,
Okay.
Herman please take the picture. Maybe please give the information. Kasih aba-aba.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. It is the first part. I will next to the second part. Be ready for the second part. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, finish.
Okay.
Finish already? Okay, thank you
Already.
very much. Okay, thank you very much for Mrs. Fidelis, Pak
Terima
Daniel.
kasih.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
Mr.
much
Vincent.
for Mr. Dr. Uh,
Ramil
Dr.
Ginabalon.
Ramil. Okay, thank you, Mr. Vincent, and all everyone who has already together here with us in this just lecture. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you again.
Have a great day.
Have a great day, Mr. Vincent.
Same to you, sir.
Okay.